Shout out to G-Man Boxing.
Alright, people. Undisputed heavyweight news. And it's not good news. It's really annoying me. Because I want to see, as a boxing fan, undisputed, specifically a heavyweight. I want to prioritise that. It's been over 20 years since we've had an undisputed champion. And you hear the reports of step aside, potentially AJ's considering it, Oleksandr Usyk, his team, Tyson Fury. And you see this IFL interview from Eddie Hearn. And I'm just going to quote Eddie Hearn here verbatim. Now, some of you might say, after I read this, they'll say, gee, it's Eddie Hearn. So Eddie Hearn has now claimed, this was in a recent IFL interview, that Tyson Fury has now decided he doesn't want to fight Oleksandr Usyk next. Hearn added, Anthony Joshua would be willing to consider a step aside, but Fury doesn't want Usyk, and so he now expects Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte to happen next, as well as Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk too. Now, some of you would say that's Eddie Hearn. Maybe it's not exactly 100%, and I can understand that. But Usyk's manager Klimas also sent out I think it was a tweet. He says, "Yo, man, before next time you mention at Oleksandr Usyk, name check with your team, managers, advisors, promoters who agreed all the terms and conditions. Looks like you are the one holding up this wagon. Yelling and talking is cheap at Tyson Fury." So pretty much the manager of Oleksandr Usyk is coming out there basically saying that, look, we had what you wanted. We had, essentially, he's saying he might have even had a contract, and Fury was the one who held it up. And you know what? I well believe that. I well believe it. And if Tyson Fury had the opportunity to fight Oleksandr Usyk, if they were going to get something in place where AJ and Dillian Whyte would step aside, and Tyson Fury had the opportunity, didn't take it, that's duck as far as I'm concerned. Heavyweight boxing, the heavyweight division in 2022 is a complete joke. It really is. We want undisputed, we want the big fights, we're not getting them. We're not getting them. So much politics, egos, all that is getting in the way. All of this is just getting in the way. I mean, Anthony Joshua was not infallible either. I mean, he was the one who wanted the rematch clause for Oleksandr Usyk. This is holding this up now because this is being dragged on, and God knows when the fight's going to get announced. God knows when it's actually going to happen. The Dillian Whyte Tyson Fury purse bid, that's a bit of both, to be fair. Dillian Whyte with the arbitration, WBC aren't making life easy, but they're going to do that purse bid tomorrow. So I would imagine, and it's the final date, they're going to push it back to. So I'd imagine we'll get a bit more clarification on that. But as a fan of boxing, I just want to see the best fight the best. And the heavyweight division, I love the heavyweight division. It's always going to be my favourite division. I want to see an undisputed champion. I want to see the two best heavyweights, who in my opinion are Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. I'm so used to saying Fury Wilder. Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. I want to see them fight. I think it's a great fight. I think it's an excellent fight. And the winner, fights whoever. Anthony Joshua, God knows who it fights. But it just seems like everyone is interested with business more than they are fighting. Like Tyson Fury, Deontay, or Anthony Joshua. With Fury, I get the impression that he wants the AJ fight, whether AJ wins or loses. That's the fight he wants because it's a massive fight, win or lose for AJ against Usyk. He gets well paid. They both get well paid. With Anthony Joshua, I'd imagine it's much of the same. I'd imagine that he probably wants more so than Tyson Fury the bigger fights, but at the end of the day, he's had months to get this deal in place with Oleksandr Usyk. I mean, he knew as soon as the fight was over, rematch is there. It was in September. We're now at the end of January, going into the month of February, and we still have no full clarification on that. No trainer announcement Anthony Joshua yet. We thought we were going to get that this week, so he's not infallible either. But it's just like, what the... I am a fan who wants to see undisputed. That's what I want to see. That's what I prioritise, right? So when a chance is there, and you can kind of see undisputed, you can kind of see that chance, and it's just gone. And again, this holds things up. It holds everything up because now you're going to have another. It could be this time next year where we're talking about an undisputed fight happening, because you got to get AJ Usyk, and God knows when that's going to happen. Get that out of the way. Fury versus White, you get that out of the way. And as I said this, and you can go back and look at my old videos, because I said this in the summer of last year, that AJ and Fury, when they both had their titles, were fighting in weeks of one another. I think a fortnight of one another. And I said, mark my words, chances are one of them is going to lose. Chances are one of them is going to lose. Might be Fury, might be AJ, but one of them, chances are, is going to lose. AJ lost. And Fury nearly lost, but AJ did lose. And I just wonder, will something happen again? Will AJ land a big right hand out of nowhere and take Oleksandr Usyk out? Will Tyson Fury get a bit lackadaisical and walk onto a left hook, and there he is, he's sleeping? And again, that'll probably push things back further, because God knows what stipulations would be in the, or as I say, the Fury White fight. I mean, I just want this. I just want to see Undisputed, and you're seeing all these stipulations, you know, rematches for mandatories. Who was the fighter who unified? Well, he didn't unify, but who was it that I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a fighter in one of the other divisions. I think it was in the lower division. I can't remember who it was, but had a fight, came in as mandatory. I think he was an IBF man. Who was he? Or what division was it in? Oh man, that's wrecking my head now. That's bugging me now. Oh yeah, Kambosos. How could I forget? Kambosos was mandatory with the IBF only. Mandatory with the IBF only, but he didn't need a rematch clause, and he won all the other titles. Kambosos was IBF mandatory only. There was no need for a rematch clause with him and Teofimo Lopez. It can be done. As I said, I'm reporting on this. I want to be the kind of go-to channel for the undisputed heavyweight talks, and some days you have news that kind of perks your interest and you're kind of like, ooh, we getting there? And you have other days like this. But it is what it is. Let's go. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. Thoughts on Fury, AJ, Usyk, all this shenanigans that's going on. Let me know. Leave it in the chat. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you could, lads and lassies, smash the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. For now, I'll talk to you. Peace.